For a community that was thriving, which Middletown was in the 70s, it was a booming city. To have that to go to being one of the 10 most quickest dying cities, that's just a hard thing to handle, and a lot of hope was lost.
In this area, it's very difficult to find a job that's actually paying a living wage. It requires 2-3 part-time jobs just to make ends meet, and you're still not making a living wage. You're still going to stay in the system.
When you're in poverty, you live in a constant state of stress because you're constantly facing what's the next thing around the corner. The Community Building Institute really is an asset-based community development organization.
We come in and listen to neighborhoods and take an inventory of what they do have, what are their strengths, and we build on those to allow the residents in the neighborhoods themselves to pick up the project after we just give them a few resources to get it started.
When parents participate in our play groups, when parents participate in the GED programs, and they're creating better lives for themselves, and at the same time their kid is attached to a play group, they see significant change in the household. We're able to make a difference and invoke change that we would otherwise not be able to do. And no one in this community has to go without a resource that they so deserve to have.
Community revitalization means that we're coming into the community to help revitalize it, but it really, in our case, it's one family, one student, one building at a time.
I was working, my husband was working, everything was fine. But then we found out I was pregnant with JL, and it was just a decision we made for me to stay home because at that point I'd just be paying for daycare. We were, cutting things back where we could. We were making it, and then my husband was in a car accident. When you go to stuff like that, you start not thinking that you can do stuff. You know what I mean? You lose your confidence. And I had never been in a situation where I wasn't able to provide for my kids. But then when I got here, it was almost overwhelming because they were like, we do this, we do this, we do this, we do this. We have all these services that you can participate in. I was like, I'll take this class, and I've actually enrolled in school. I just feel like I can do it. Before I was doubting myself and I didn't know, but I feel like I can do it. This is not just a when I'm down partnership, it's lifelong. And I know that when everything gets better, then this is where I'm gonna give back. You know what I mean? Because it's where my life changed.
I think there's a lot of hope here in Middletown. I think there's a lot of folks who are passionate about Middletown. I believe that any growth that Community Building Institute has had has really been birthed out of seeing a community who is passionate about seeing things be transformed. We get to change Middletown one life at a time.